Hey guys, this is Kristen at Crafty Cat Doc. Coming on today to show you 10 journals that I have made. If you are in the Junk Journal Connections group, you will have seen the picture that I posted of just all the covers stacked up before I actually made the journal. So I finally finished those. And I want to show them to you today. The insides of them are all extremely similar. There are some minor differences. So I'm going to do a full flip through on one of them. And then kind of just to kind of show you what all's in there, and then kind of a quick flip through on the others and show you the covers and things so that you can see the differences. But I'm not going to do a full flip through on all of them because this video will be extremely long. So let me kind of push everything out of the way. Alright, so this one stayed. I guess it's the one we'll do the flip through on. So all of them either have a tassel that I have made or a charm. So you'll see as we kind of go through, but just random things in there. So what I did with the covers is obviously remove the spine. I put fabric, I wrapped fabrics on the inside, and it's wrapped around to the outside with some sort of trim here. Some of them have a little book plate thing here. Some of them don't, but they all have some sort of little embellishment on the cover. If you guys are thinking about doing this, I learned after all the covers were made that the cinch does not like to punch through fabric very well, so that was kind of a pain. It worked, and they're there, but I did mess up one cover, so I'm going to have one more book that just is a little bit different that I have not done yet. But just be warned, if you're going to try this, the cinch doesn't really like fabric. Alright guys, so no pockets or anything on the covers. It's just the fabric on the front and the back, and you can see the back looks just like the front. So alright, so again, the insides are all very similar. The pages are in different orders. I did not put them in the same order in every book, but they're very much the same, and I will kind of point out differences. So they're all going to have several book pages. Some of them are embellished, some are not, but on one of each I sewed on a piece of this fabric. I think it's feed sack fabric. I did not purchase it with that label on it. I bought it from, hold on one second guys,
who are you talking to?
I'm making a video. Go away. Sorry, that was my daughter. I purchased it just from a thrift store, and it was just a bag of fabric. There was a piece of cotton fabric in there that I liked, so that's why I picked it up. But once I got it, I discovered someone had cut these hexagons of what looks like feed sack fabric. So not guaranteeing it, but it's what it looks like. There's some paper from a sewing book. This is one of the paper placemats from Tuesday Morning. I'm not sure if you guys go into Tuesday Morning or watch any hauls or anything, but they have occasionally a pack of like 25 to 50 paper placemats, and they're really nice quality, and they're really pretty, and they're cheap. So I had seen someone else using them. I picked some up to try it, and I love it. So inside we've just got, all the ephemera is going to be the same too. Again, it's going to be in different pockets, but it's all very much the same. I put scraps from the scrapbook paper that I used. There's also a little quote paper out of a little cute quote book in each one. I used pages from the Wreck This Journal, both the mini and the regular size, so you're going to see those throughout. Lots and lots of just plain lined or graph or craft journaling paper, so there's lots of room for journaling. Got some fabric tags. There's a page out of a Boy Scouts manual in each one. This is old graph paper out of a binder I found somewhere. This is Prima paper with piano paper just sewed on. So this is like the piano roll paper. I originally was going to make it a pocket, but the paper is too thin for that, so I just sewed it on. I like the way it looked. There is some lined paper, pages from field guides in there. This is a recipe, a cookbook. This is a English to Italian dictionary, pocket dictionary, craft paper with some lace sewn on. These are pages from a Jack and Janet book from the 60s. It is the original book, not reproductions. Some more field guide stuff. This is just a flip out of some literature paper. Each page is going to have a book page with a magazine image sewn onto the front and a little piece of fabric and journaling spot on the back. I love cutting images out of magazines, and I have a ton of them, so I've tried to use those. There's a little tab. These tabs are actually from the Planner Society kit, but I've put an eyelet in there and a charm. I saw a YouTube video. I think it was Mrs. Cog that did it. I'm not 100% certain, but she had this idea for her planner, but I loved it. It gives a really sturdy place for a charm that doesn't, bend the page so much when you turn it. This is another foreign language book. I don't remember which language it is. This is a page from Tsunami Rose. I do not buy a lot of digital kits. I think they're beautiful, but I have so much stuff that I like to use original stuff if I can. But it wasn't someone, it was Jessica from A Cool Mom, posted a picture on Instagram using the Rose Note Cards Maybe kit from Tsunami Rose, and I just loved it. I thought it was beautiful, so I purchased it, and I was just kind of playing around printing some pages in the midst of making all these journals, so I decided to put a page from each one in there. I think that's all that's in there from it. A more field guide, dictionary page, just plain paper. This is ledger paper with tuck spots on the corner. These tuck spots are made from digital linens that I purchased from Johanna Clow, maybe. Her Etsy shop is Little Bindy. She's in Australia, I believe. She has beautiful digital linens on there, and they look so real. I mean, they look like real linens, so I really liked using those. They're nice because you get the added benefit of the decoration, but not a lot of bulk to the journal. Each book also has either a coin style pocket or an envelope that I've made from a magazine page. I got a little button on there to close them with, and then the envelopes actually have a little bit of ephemera in them. The coin style pockets don't, just because of the shape of them. But there is a page or several pages from a Work Basket magazine. Got a little popcorn sack that I've made into a pocket. So there's a pocket in the center with some just kind of scraps and ephemera, a card catalog card. There's also a pocket here, and then there's a pocket here. So you can actually stuff that little guy full, and I've just sewn a little piece of fabric on at the top. This is some dot grid paper, craft paper, some children's school paper, scrapbook paper, some more foreign language pages, a Project Life card, another cookbook with some really cute little images on there. I really like that. And more dot grid, Edith Holden, ledger paper. This is another page with some of the digital linens on there, and you can tuck. I don't have anything tucked in there, but it's wrapped around, so there's kind of a tuck spot on each side. I mentioned Johanna. I did purchase most of them from her, but I also scanned in some of my linens and used them. So if I can't remember which is which now, but if you see one in here that you don't find on her page, it's because it was mine. This is a doll pattern. I purchased from an antique store some doll pattern stuff, and a big box of doll patterns. Sorry, my daughter's trying to communicate with me again. A big box of doll patterns, and there's all kinds of cool stuff in there, but they're huge, and so I cut them up and just included a section in each one. This is a Polish cookbook. Stationery paper. This is a page from the Wreck This Journal. This is a page from a Beatrix Potter book. Some kind of encyclopedia page, I think. A glassine bag with some ephemera in there. Again, all the offcuts from the pages I put in here along with some other stuff. That's just a little recipe card. This is a pocket. It does not have anything in it, but it's a top-loading pocket made from some sort of needlepoint book. This is a page from a I don't remember what it was. I think the images are kind of cool. Something about like body space, like how to space out in a restaurant or at a desk. I think it was a textbook, but anyway, I like the images, so I sewed some fabric on top and a little button there. This is a page from a dollhouse blueprint, so each book has a page of that, or a section of that. Again, it was huge. I cut it up. More lines paper, another tag with a little charm on there. Craft paper. This is from a little spelling dictionary. This is from a book about occupations and string work. It just had some cool images in it as well. This is a page from a journal that I took apart. Scrapbook paper, a math textbook with some fabric sewn down the side, a little graph paper, scrapbook paper with a belly band there with a state flashcard and a bridge score sheet. And then on this side there's a little fabric flip on the belly band with some more ephemera in there, lined paper, sewing book paper. This is pattern paper that I've made into a pocket, and this one actually has several little pockets, but some scraps in there, another fabric tag. I did put half of a pattern envelope in each one. I've sewn around they're old, as you can tell. I've sewn around the edges to kind of increase the integrity. I don't know how well they'll hold up, but I had them and I thought it was fun, so I put it in there. Just some more journaling paper. This is another page from the Wreck This Journal, and more lined paper. So that's kind of the way each of them go. So I'm just going to kind of hopefully quickly go through the others and show you the covers and maybe some little differences. So this is another cover with a little bee on the front and a plate and a tassel. Let's see. This is another vintage linen. They do not all have this. I had a couple pieces that I had cut and I just stuck them randomly in a few journals. So you're going to see a couple of them have that, but they don't all. Fabric tags. This is Tim Holtz fabric. So is that. This one I also, again, some of them, I made these as I was kind of reorganizing my craft room, so I would come across some scraps of things and just kind of throw them in the journal. So I found this size scrap I had, and I was like, that's perfect for a fabric flip, so I stuck it in there, but they don't all have that. Let's see. So I'm try to find, so this is the full page top opening pocket in this one. There's what I think is feed sack fabric. There's the digital linen tuck spot. Here's a little envelope in this one. So this one is out of a, I just went blank. You guys all know it. A craft magazine. But anyway, the button closure. This is the front of an Anna Griffith, whichever. Greeting card that just got stuck in that one. Again, that's not something they all have. This is, so I started making pockets out of the actual sewing tissue, just like double or tripled up, and that became quite the chore, and I decided I did not want to do that 11 times, so they don't all have that. But what I did start doing, that last book had it from the actual pattern instructions, so that was a lot easier. There's the pattern pocket out of this one. This one doesn't have, the little punch from that. This one doesn't have the belly band with the scrapbook paper. It's got a pocket instead. And I think that's about all the differences there. So there's the back. Alright. So here is this one. It's got a little Tim Holtz metal flower there on the front. There's the tassel for it. This is, I love this fabric. It's from Joann's. It's not vintage, but it is in their vintage line. So, let's see. There's the bottom half of the fabric envelope for that one. I did also try to, on Etsy, you'll see that I tried to get the differences in the pictures. So there's the pocket for this one. That was out of a Frankie magazine. I thought it was a super cute little illustration. So there is the full page pocket there. The digital linen tuck spot. I think that's about all the differences in this one. This one also has the tissue paper. Oh, and it doesn't have the belly band. It's got the scrapbook paper pocket. Here is this one. This fabric is beautiful. It's got swans on it. But it did show the glue, and I'll show you on the back so you can see the glue inside the back cover. I don't know why I didn't do it on that one, but I'm glad it didn't. But you could see it really bad on the front, so I just put lace over it as well. So it's got a little bit extra lace and some gold trim there. There's the tassel for that one. Some little mice. Some of these images were hard to give up, but I'm not using them, so... There's the belly band with the vintage postcard, the little fabric flip. That's the Boy Scout page. Let's see. And this one has a small envelope from the magazine page. There is the pattern pocket for this one. Let's see. Oh, there's the full page pocket. The linen tuck spot. Sorry for the shadows and the poor lighting, guys. It's cloudy out today. And this one has the instruction pocket there. Sorry if I'm going fast, guys. I don't want the video to be crazy long. So here's this one. So it's got a charm, and they are just random charms from my stash. So some of the ones I made, like the flower and these little beads, others are just charms that I've either purchased or taken apart from old jewelry. But they're kind of fun. You can add to, take off, whatever. They're just connected with jump rings, so they're easy to get on and off. And this fabric is also from Joann's, and it's really cool. Alright, let's see. There's this is Camp Beverly Hills. It's from the 80s, I believe. And it had an actual like label clothing tag in there that said Camp Beverly Hills. It was really cool. Doll pattern. Let's see. Instruction paper pattern. It's a beautiful butterfly image. This is the scrapbook paper with the belly band. This one doesn't have the fabric flip. It's got a little piece of cross stitch material with some embroidery floss sewn under it. Let's see if I can find them. Here we go. And there's the little coin envelope for this one. I love that button. I love that image too. The digital linen. It's the full page pocket, top loading. And there's a good, I tried to get good pictures of the charms, both if they have the charm on the front, but also the charms on the little tags. So you can see those on the Etsy listing too. That one's a cute little flower. Alright, here's this one. And there's the tassel. There's all kinds of fun stuff in that tassel. Let's see. I think this is the top part of that Camp Beverly Hills pattern. It's the paper with the belly band, and that one has a little fabric flip. There's the, if any of you have little dogs, that one's cute. I'm sorry, my mind went blank. Alright, let's see. Digital linens. This one has the instruction pocket. This one again has the card, front of the card. It's a nice heavy card stock. Alright, there's that one. There's this one. Trying to show you the charms there. Yeah, there's another one with that. I really like that linen. This one has the no belly band, but the side pocket. And there's all kinds of goodies in ephemera. These, I mean, there's not a ton of ephemera in these, but I did put in quite a bit. They're just not as embellished as some of the journals. I just wanted to kind of give you guys some room to embellish, and there's tons of room for journaling. So there's that pocket. There's that pattern pocket. And there's this little coin envelope. I love that image. Somerset Studio. That's the magazine I was trying to think of earlier. That image in that one was not from there. It was from a random magazine I picked up. So here's this one. It's got another Tim Holtz flower there. And there's the charm of the little birdie on there. So I don't know if you guys, how you feel about the cinch journals. I was kind of thinking about this as I made them. I love working in them because as you can see, they lay flat. You can bend them back, get your charm out of the way. You can bend it back and work in it. I think they're very, very nice to work in. So if you're somebody who actually uses the journal for a lot of journaling and a lot of memory keeping, these are fantastic for that. They don't necessarily look as nice as a bound book, but they are much easier to work in. So they're my preference to work in, but I will admit that the look of one with the spine is nicer. So, but the other thing that's nice about them is if you really hate a page for some reason, like you just hate this piece of craft paper with the lace on it, you can tear it right out. It doesn't have to stay in there. Or if the book's getting too full and there are pages you don't just love, you can take them out. So that's really a fun thing about them. Here's the little, this one's an envelope, beautiful cherry blossoms maybe? Yeah, cherry blossoms. Let's see. There's that pattern. Cute little flower charm on that one. Ooh, that page didn't catch. Neither did that. Alright, I'm gonna have to fix those. They just didn't catch when I bound it. There's the belly band. A little fabric flip. And there's that one. I will get those in there. Oh, I showed that one already. Let's see. Here's this one. This fabric is, I don't know what it came from, but it's fun. So this tassel has a lot of pretty colors. I was trying to liven up the gray on the front of this one. Alright, here's the pocket for this one. It's a little coin envelope. There's the belly band page with the fabric flip. And the tassels and the charms do move out of the way completely so that they will lay flat. They're also just attached with a little clasp so you can easily get them off if you don't like them being on there. And that's one of the things about the bound books with the tassels or the charms on the spine. They don't lay flat and they make it very difficult to write in. I've learned all of this from making my own books. And there's the pocket. It's beautiful, but it's not always functional. Another card. There's the instruction paper pocket. There's that. Alright guys, one more to go. There's that one. There's the charms on this one. I love this fabric too. Alright. Belly band page, and that one's got the little cross stitch stuff on it as well. I love these pages. I love Beatrix Potter illustrations. There's the top loading page. And there's the little coin pocket on that one. This one is for my collection. I remember that one. Alright guys, so that is all of those journals. So they will be, by the time you see this video, they'll be on my Etsy. If you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. If you're interested, go have a look at them. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.